Welcome to second day of our workshop, online workshop. And today we are having a very good, young and energetic, dynamic speaker. Yeah, I'm not saying that the young guys only can give the very good output instead of the experienced guy. Experienced person is always countable. I'm audible to all. Sanjay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Uh,
Yes, sir. You
yeah,
are
thank
audible.
you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Many thanks. Because one of our young and dynamic dancing guys, and who with a short span of time he has achieved a lot. Without taking much more time, I want to introduce him so that we can start the program in time, and we may take the most of the benefits over this program. Today we are having Professor Kalyan Kumar Jena, who is currently working as an assistant professor in the Department of CSI, Parala Maharaj Engineering College of Parala Maharaj Engineering College, Berhampur. He has more than 6 years of research, 6 years of research as well as the teaching experience. His research interests are mainly image processing, machine learning, IoT, WSN, and many more. His publication comprises more than 50 papers in national and international peer-reviewed journals, and also conferences like IEEE, Springers, etc. He acts as an editor-in-chief boards, editorial board members of for various different journals, and also the TPC members of various conferences and journals also. He acts as a member of several professional bodies like CSI and other things, and acts as an invited speaker to deliver several talks also. He received Bhuvananand Das Award in 2012-13, and he received the Sadanand Memorial Award in 2020 and Vidyalaya Gaurav Award in 2004, and received many more prizes. As I mentioned that he, with short span of time, he has received many more gold medals. And with this, I don't want to take much of time. Handing over to our today's the young, energetic, dynamic speaker, Professor Kalyan Kumar Jena. Kalyan sir, namaste sir.
Sir, namaste sir.
Yeah,
So thank you so much, Mr.
Kalyan
Sir.
sir, for a while, just you kindly off your video so that our
Okay,
very good participant may see you. Yeah, thank you, sir. Now you can start sharing your presentation. Okay.
okay, sir. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, very good afternoon to all. Is the screen visible?
Yes, visible.
Okay,
Yes,
okay,
sir.
thank
It
you,
is
thank you.
visible.
Am I audible?
Yes,
Am I
sir.
audible?
Yes, sir. You are audible.
Okay, 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 thank you. So I am Kalyan Kumar Jena, working as an assistant professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering at Parala Maharaj Engineering College, Berhampur. So first of all, I would like to express my heartfelt thanks to the esteemed organizer, CSI Region 4. Special thanks to Professor A.K. Naik sir, chief guest of this program, Mr. R.K. Vyas sir, President CSI, Sri Mukesh Kumar sir, guest of honor of this program, and a very special thanks to Dr. Projitishra Mishra sir, the region student coordinator CSI Region 4, and Dr. Pondas sir. Once again, I would like to welcome and congratulations to all the participants to this 1 week online workshop on Internet of Medical Things, Challenges and Solutions. Definitely, all will gain a plenty of knowledge related to Internet of Medical Things, its issue, challenges, during that means at the end of this workshop, which will help you all to accelerate research work in this domain. And hope all are in the safe state during this pandemic situation. So Dr. Singh has already shared a lot of information very nicely related to Internet of Medical Things, its issue, challenges, IoT layers, yesterday. Next day onwards also Dr. Bhoi, Dr. Punda, Dr. Nayak, Dr. Godboli will deliver their valuable talks. Now, I would like to deliver my talk on an Internet of medical things framework for coronavirus image analysis using machine learning. Here, what I would like to provide, here I want to provide a framework for the classification of coronavirus from other viruses using ML-based technique for further analysis of the coronavirus in this current scenario. Okay, so this is my presentation outline. First is the introduction part. Then what is IoT, the basics of IoT and its application. What is Internet of Medical Things and some of its applications. What are the issues, what are the current issues and challenges of Internet of that means medical things solutions, IoMT framework, then what is ML technique, tools, implementation and results. Some implementation, I would like to show some implementation part. Then what is the research scope now, conclusion and reference part. Now come to the basics of Internet of Things. So all of us know regarding what is the importance of IoT in the current scenario. So IoT is nothing but, in simple meaning, it is the integration or it is the combination of lot of technologies actually. So it is one definition is provided is the system of interrelated computing devices, mechanical and digital machines provided with unique identifiers and the ability to transport data over a network without any requiring human to human or human to computer interaction. Now, the IoT term was introduced by Kevin Asst in 1999. Actually, IoT was introduced in 1999. And what are the major technologies or what are the major protocols used in your IoT? That is the RFID, NFC, and then Bluetooth is there, radio protocols like Zigbee, Z-Wave is there, LTE advanced is there, that means long-term evolution advanced, that is the advanced version of LTE, Wi-Fi direct is there, and wireless technologies are there. So these are some major technologies which the IoT focus in the current scenario. Now, the key focus of the IoT, that is, I have already told that it is the integration of multiple technologies. So IoT focuses on multiple technologies, real-time analytics, and another important one is machine learning. IoT also deal with machine learning techniques, and sensors, another very important component of IoT. Then embedded systems are there, wireless sensor network are there, control systems, automation. So these are some key focus of the IoT. So Dr. Munesh sir already explained a lot of things yesterday. So that is the basics of IoT. Then these are some applications of IoT. So the IoT can be helpful for the management of healthcare unity, home automation, transport management, agriculture management, wearable technology, building automation, environmental monitoring, industrial management, energy management, vehicle management. A lot of applications are there. So now come to the topic, that is what do you mean by Internet of Medical Things. So in very simple meaning, Internet of Medical Things is nothing but it is the application of IoT for medical and health related purpose. When we use IoT for medical purpose, then it becomes known as your Internet of Medical Things. In simple meaning, we can remember in this way. And IoT, your Internet of Medical Things can be referred as a smart healthcare. So we can also tell it as a smart healthcare. So what is the main focus of your Internet of Medical Things? It is used to create a digitized healthcare system connecting all the medical resources and healthcare services. And another focus is the network of medical devices as well as people which use wireless communication to enable the exchange of healthcare data. So these are the some points of related to Internet of Medical Things. And the main benefit is that it helps in remote health monitoring. That means remotely we can interact with the hospital or the doctors. And now Internet of Medical Things is a major concern in the current scenario, because during this pandemic situation, a lot of things happen. That means now all of us know regarding the status of the whole world, not India, not Odisha, whole world, what is going on due to this coronavirus. So we can take one alternative for that means for medical service as an Internet of Medical Things. We can consider it as an alternative. So what are the applications of Internet of Medical Things, or in shortcut we can tell it as IoMT. So it can help for patient information management. This is the basic applications of IoMT. medical equipment management, truck management is there, medical emergency management is there, medical waste information management is there, and newborn anti-kidnapping system is also there. It is also introduced. That means when a new kid is born, then one RFID is attached to his hand, so that whenever someone wants to access him or her, at that time he or she should match its RFID card, so that he or she can access the newborn kid. So that is the beauty of IoMT. Then alarm system management. So a lot of applications are there. Apart from this, some other applications are also there. Remote health monitoring, heart rate measurement. Some devices also there to measure the heart rate, glucose monitoring. Then insulin measurement and automated insulin delivery. That means it will measure the insulin level according to if the more insulin is required, then it will be automatically delivered. Then WhatsApp. Some Apple company developed one watch app that monitor the depression level, and depression is also a very important concern in the current scenario. A lot of people are suffering from depression nowadays, so it also measures the depression level of different people. Apple already developed one app, watch app. Then blood pressure measurement is there, walking tracker is there, asthma monitoring is also there. Hospital bed registration is also there, because in online mode we can register for hospital beds if required, and online consultation if in case of any urgent issues. So these are some other applications of IoTM. Now here I am showing one application how the patient will interact with the doctor through wireless sensor network. That means by the help of IoMT. So I have taken this this figure from ByteDance. So here the patient where some in the home care unit, the patient is available in the home, and here in the home care unit, image digitizer is there, measurement device is there. Then user display is there, modem is there. So whatever the problem is associated with the patient, now he or she can transfer his issue by the help of network with the physician. Now the physician will analyze its issues, whatever the problems are available. We also the patient can send his or image, whatever the problem he or she is having. Accordingly, the physician will analyze the data, and he will suggest what to do. So there is one representation of remote health monitoring system. So wireless network is there, patient is there, and the physician is there. Okay. Now, what are the benefits of IoMT nowadays? So already you have discussed what are the advantages. Now, improved healthcare management, home care management is there, automated treatment devices, low pre-patient cost. That means physically we are not going to the hospital, so that cost is lower for the patient. Remote monitoring of patient, remote connectivity facilities also there, system alert, remote care, better management of medications, better patient experience, improved treatment management, reduced errors and waste, improved outcomes of treatment. All of us know regarding the benefit of IoMT. Remote medical assistant is that tracking patients and staffs, reducing emergency room waiting time, and research. That means a lot of data is there in the cloud server, so that the doctor can access the data and can which help them for research purpose also. Now come to the most important thing, that what are the issues and challenges of the Internet of Medical Things. So first, very important is data security and privacy. So security and privacy is a major concern for the IoT. Then risks of failure or connectivity issues. So failure, that means risks of failure is there. Suppose during data connectivity or sending or receiving process, the server failures, at that time what to do? That is also a major issue for the IoMT. Lack of standardization and integration, because different devices are there. So you have to integrate different devices which are dealing with different protocols. So integration problem is also there. Then difficulties with regular updates, because a lot of data are there. So you have to focus on the regular update of the data. High infrastructure and implementation cost for implementation.
Kalyan sir, just a minute. Sorry to interrupt.
Yes, sir. Please.
Good evening. All the participants are the faculty members. Really, I'm feeling bad that several times I'm requesting you to kindly mute your audio, off your video, except the presenters. I don't think so. Being the faculty member, I'm not expecting such type of things. I hope, please don't. If you will not take me negative, and I hope if you will cooperate also. Thank you. Over to Kalyan, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you. So another issue is high infrastructure and implementation cost. So cost is a matter, and data overload and accuracy, because a lot of data are there. So overloading is there, accuracy is also a problem for it. Large volume data management. So managing a large volume data is also an issue. Lack of available memory. So for storing a large volume data, memory requirement is there. And another issue is global healthcare regulations. Now for implementing this IoMT, some regulator body is there, global healthcare regulation. So we have to take the approval from it. If the body approves, then only we can apply that IoMT all of whatever the facilities. Otherwise not. So that is also one issue. Okay. Now a lot of solutions can be provided for the different issues and challenges. So I would like to provide some solutions how to overcome some issues. Now from the security and privacy point of view, we can use the IoT security analytics to review data from different sources to identify any anomalies that may pose a threat or not. That thing you can focus. And we have to ensure that the communication is encrypted. So we have to better to follow the encrypted communication, and use of public infrastructure. PKI also should be focused for secure communication. And for connectivity point of view, so we have to consider a dedicated broadband connectivity and use of alternate network connectivity in case of failure of this broadband connectivity. So some alternate along with the dedicated, that means one connectivity line, we have to also focus on some alternative, because in case of failure of one, so that we can deal with it with the another one. That thing should be focused. Now changes to being fully Wi-Fi operated to promote interoperability of the devices. So how the device will be interoperable? So that should be operated with the Wi-Fi connectivity, and we should create a Wi-Fi gateway. So that are some solutions. Then auditing the device that employees use to access the data to check their for threats. So it is also another point. And another important solution is upgradation of infrastructure to the newest technology at regular intervals. That means at a regular intervals, that means within 2 years or 3 years, once that means that infrastructure should be modernized. That means should be upgraded. Okay. And another solution is there, how the different data, that means large volume data can be accommodated. We can take the help of machine learning and cloud server for the management data, because already I have discussed that we can focus on the machine learning in the IoT component, because it's the integration of different technologies. So it is also one solution. Now I want to show one video of how we have to improve the healthcare with IoT solution that was developed by Microsoft. I want to show the video. Is it visible, sir? Hello?
Yeah, visible.
Yes,
Okay.
sir, it is visible.
Thank you.
But we cannot hear the voice.
Hello? Is it audible?
No, sir, it is not audible. It is visible only.
Yeah, Kalyan, sir. Perhaps
Okay.
perhaps your headphone is connected with your laptop.
Yes, sir.
If you will remove that headphone pin, then I hope so it will be audible.
Okay, sir.
Now, please.
Now, audible?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Stryker's mission is simple. Together with our customers, we're driven to make healthcare better. We hold 7,700 patents on medical technology products. From surgical and endoscopic products, patient handling, and orthopedics, to neurotechnology and more. Innovation has always been at the forefront of what we do. In our partnership with Microsoft, our work in the Internet of Things space has been a big boost for us. Azure Cloud enables security and helps Stryker to connect to and have real-time data and access to performance data from those Stryker devices globally. Historically, when we'd have access to a product, it was only during a service event
what the Internet of Things has allowed us to do is to really capture data continuously. Having access to the data allows us to more quickly respond to the needs of our products that are in the field to make those products better. And we see tremendous opportunity for our growing portfolio of devices.
But potentially even more exciting is the opportunity to put this data in the hands of our customers.
Smart equipment management is really device-derived data. What that means to our customers is an assistance with fleet management and predictive modeling.
The data allows us to predict any maintenance issue before it really happens. This is something that we've never had in our industry before.
For a typical biomed department that covers a large amount of medical devices, reducing downtime by even 1% can translate into significant cost savings.
Stryker's use of real-time data allows us, the end user, the physician, the surgeon, to better control the usage of the actual instruments in the operating room.
They are definitely one of the most innovative companies in the industry. They're taking advantage of the complete platform, the Azure cloud, IoT, machine learning. That real-time data enables Stryker to improve healthcare as an endpoint.
Through our work with Microsoft, we're positioned to potentially transform healthcare in partnership with our customers. If we can tie clinical insights with some of the device insights and ultimately get to better patient outcomes, that's the holy grail.
By harvesting this data from these connected products, turning that data into information and sharing it back with our customers, both clinical and non-clinical, we feel that we can positively affect patient outcomes.
At the end of the day, we provide clinicians tools to provide better quality of life for more people, one product at a time.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. That video shows how that developed by Microsoft, how to improve the healthcare with IoT solutions. Now, now I am audible.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
You are
Okay. Thank you. Okay, now IoT framework for coronavirus image analysis. So here I have described one framework for the analysis of your coronaviruses. So the framework consists of some IoT devices which belong to the hospital. Local server is there, cloud server is there. So what will happen in the hospital? Here the framework or the IoT device is integrated with some transmission electron microscopes for taking the TEM images for different viruses. Okay, so IoT device is integrated with TEM device, and some transmission receivers are there for sending and receiving data to the local server. So the hospital maintaining some local server. Okay, and this framework is already trained. We have to assume that the framework is already trained, and in this local server, due to the lack of computation and due to the lack of storage, now we can send the data or whatever the virus images that are captured from the hospital, so that can be stored in the cloud servers. So for capturing the virus images, different transmission electron microscopes are provided. So different companies are providing this microscopy like Philips, Hitachi, Jewel, JSys. So these are the different companies which provided the TEM devices for taking the TEM images of different viruses. And this IoT device, actually nowadays a lot of companies provided the IoT devices. They are the manufacturer of the IoT devices, like Cisco is there, PTC is there, Post is there, Cellular is there. So different companies are there which are providing the IoT devices. So what will happen after capturing the data or after capturing the virus images, the IoT device by the help of transceiver will send the data to the image to the local server, and the local server will send the data to the cloud server. So they can send the data by the help of as per the requirement protocols, whatever the specified protocol, that depends on you which protocol you have to follow. According to the required protocol, you have to send the data, and the data can be stored in either in local server or cloud server as per some appropriate format. Okay, now in cloud server, what will happen here? The cloud server will analyze all the images, all the virus images, and it will classify the coronavirus image in one group and other images in another group. So different techniques can be used for this purpose. So here I am assuming that here orange tool is used, machine learning tool is used, which is used to carry out the classification mechanism by using several machine learning techniques for segregating the coronavirus and other virus images. So as the model is already trained, so I will show some implementation how the segregation will be going on. That means how the machine learning techniques can be used to segregate the coronavirus image and other virus images using the orange tool. So as the network is already trained, so by executing or by analyzing the different ML techniques, which technique performs better after training, which technique performs better, by considering that machine learning technique, we can provide the result for further analysis of the coronavirus. That is the whole thing of my IoMT framework. Now I will show some implementation how to segregate the result at the cloud server if you want to implement orange tool, and how the machine learning technique can be used to segregate all these things. Okay. Now, before going to it, now I would like to give some basics of viruses because viruses are the major concern for human society in the current scenario throughout the globe. And viruses are nothing but they are the soft microscopic infected agents having the capability of replication itself, because they can replicate itself very fastly inside the living cells of the human body. And nowadays, various dangerous viruses are there which directly affect the human body by infecting the major parts like lungs, kidney, heart, and coronavirus is one of the dangerous viruses among them, which can affect our lungs, kidney, and heart. So, due to these dangerous viruses, it is very much difficult for the survival of human society. That means we have to struggle how to survive in the society due to this type of dangerous viruses. So one solution is it is very much essential to identify as well as classify this type of dangerous viruses at the initial stage, means at the early detection is required in order to take the preventive measures at the earliest. Otherwise, the risk level will be gradually increased. Okay, so I am showing some overall that means different virus classification. Overall, I would like to show it. So the virus can be classified on the basis of nucleic acid structure or symmetry, on the basis of replication properties and site of replication, classification on the basis of cost range, classification on the basis of mode of transmission. All these things are there. So very briefly, I would like to explain it. So if you classify the virus on the basis of nucleic acid, then what are its classifications types? That means one is DNA viruses and RNA viruses are there. So in DNA virus, again it is classified as a double strand and single strand virus. Double strand again classified as envelope on envelope is there. Similarly for RNA virus, positive RNA, negative RNA, positive or negative RNA, positive RNA by DNA. Again, positive RNA is classified in two types, like on envelope and envelope, like that. So some different types of virus examples are provided in each category, like hepatitis virus belongs to the DNA double strand envelope category. Pox virus is there. So a lot of viruses are there under this classification. So I will show the effect of some of the virus after classification of this type of viruses. Then we can classify the virus on the basis of structure. So on the basis of structure, they can be classified as cubical structure. It is also known as isosceles symmetric structure, spherical structure, radial symmetric structure, complex virus structure. So all this, these are the classification on the basis of structure. Now, similarly, on the basis of replication property and site of replication, these are some classifications are there. Replication and assembly in cytoplasm of host, replication nucleic and assembly in cytoplasm of host, replication and assembly in nucleus of host, virus replication through double strand DNA intermediate, virus replication through single strand RNA intermediate. So, similarly, if you classify the virus on the basis of host strain, so they can be categorized as a bacteriophage, plant virus, animal virus, insect virus. So these are some classifications. Again, if you classify the virus on the basis of mode of transmission, So they can be classified as follows, like virus transmitted through respiratory route, virus transmitted through oral route, virus transmitted through sexual contact, virus transmitted through blood transfusion, zoonotic virus. Also, these are some virus classifications. So I would like to give some effect of some of the virus, like hepatinovirus, which the bad effect of that virus, the liver injury in bats and mammals. And herpes virus is there. That means the effect is pain during urination in the human body. Pox virus, which is responsible for skin disease or skin rash. Okay. Similarly, adenovirus is there, which is that means the effect of adeno is pneumonia, vomiting, diarrhea, fever, belly pain. So these are the effect of adenovirus. Papilloma virus is there. Then polyomavirus is there. That is also responsible for kidney infection, urine infection. Parvovirus is there for that means the effect of parvovirus is for diarrhea, vomiting, fever. All these things are there. Picomavirus is there. That is the effect is common cold and illness is also there. And now retrovirus, that means very dangerous virus, retrovirus, that can help for growth of tumor in the human body. Okay, and it is also responsible for cancer. It is also very dangerous virus. Similarly, some other viruses are there, like rhinovirus is there, which that means the effect of rhinovirus, common cold is there, and entomovirus is there. That means severe, that means muscle pain. Okay, fatal disease. So that is the effect of entomovirus. So these are some effect of some viruses are there. Now these are some recent viruses at a glance. So currently, that means the featured virus like dengue virus are there. Or this virus, that means the effect is due to the mosquito bite. Ebola virus is there. So Ebola virus is also a very dangerous virus. Due to Ebola virus, fever is there, runny nose, sneezing, cough, body and muscle ache. So these are the effect of Ebola virus. Enterovirus is also there. That is also a recent virus. So then hepatitis C virus. So in hepatitis category, virus category, actually we are dealing with three A, B, C categories are there, and also some E categories also there. Okay. Now, if you consider hepatitis A, that means the effect is the vomiting, dark urine. Hepatitis B is also very dangerous, liver infection, cancer, liver failure, and the hepatitis C virus, that is the recent virus, which is also, that means the bad effect of this virus is liver damage, liver cancer, okay, liver infection. That is also a very dangerous effect of this hepatitis C virus. And then Lassa virus is also there. Lassa virus is that means the bad effect of Lassa virus, urine infection, fever, illness, headache, vomiting, muscle pain. So, and then SARS-CoV-2, that is the current virus, that is the coronavirus. One category is severe acute respiratory syndrome, coronavirus 2. So all of us know the effect of coronavirus. So that is throat, respiratory problem, heart, kidney, vomiting is there. So cough, a lot of problems associated with the coronavirus, because now day by day, that means the effect is gradually known to us. That is how this virus is very dangerous to the human society. Okay, and Zika virus is also there. So these are some viruses. So now I would like to provide some overview of the coronaviruses. So all of us know regarding the coronavirus classification. So nidovirales, that is the order, and family is coronaviride, and subfamily is coronaviride, again subfamily, and toroviride, these are the subfamilies. Again, coronavirus is classified in 4 categories: alpha coronavirus, beta coronavirus, delta coronavirus, and gamma coronavirus. Now, beta coronavirus again classified into 4 types. That is category A, category B, category C, and category D. Now, the SARS-CoV-2, this type of virus belongs to SARS-CoV, and MERS-CoV, this type of virus also belongs to your beta, that means B category of beta coronavirus. So, this is the more detail of coronavirus classification. Alpha category, some examples are there. Beta category, that means A, B, C, that is the subcategory. And gamma coronavirus is there, delta coronavirus is there. So SARS-CoV, MERS-CoV, so these are belong to the beta category. Now the current virus is that is the beta category virus, which badly affect the human society. Okay. Now so that is the overall classification of coronavirus. Now this is the current coronavirus update as on today at 11:13 AM. What is the status? So if you consider the whole world, now the coronavirus affect around 2,20,52,763 people. Okay, and around 7,77,470 deaths, and recovered rate is that much bigger. Now, if you consider the Odisha and India, now for India there is around 27 lakhs confirmed case, 3,057 confirmed cases are there, and recovered cases are 19 lakh 78,436, and death cases are 51,936. Okay, if you consider the Odisha, so around confirmed cases are 64,533, and recovered cases are 43,780, and the death cases are 362 as per the government of Odisha website. Okay, now this is the overall view of the virus and its classification, and coronavirus and its classification. Now, what are the issues and solutions for this virus classification? Now, the major issue is, in the current scenario, the major research issue is how to classify the coronavirus or any type of virus accurately. That is a global issue. That means in the current scenario, classification of coronavirus accurately is a global issue. Okay, so it is a very challenging task to classify the coronavirus accurately due to the change of structure of virus, because day by day the structure of the virus changes. Now, yesterday newspaper, Sambad newspaper, I got that around 73 categories of virus are there, coronavirus types are there. Okay, around 17th of August, the scientists are able to find 73 categories of coronavirus. So how the virus very dangerous? So how it is very much dangerous to control due to the change of structure, as well as because it is also very serious issue to predict the future impact of virus in the human society. So in future also how its impact on the human society. Okay, and in the future also what is its structure. Okay, so these are some key points which should be focused. These are some key issues. So many research work have carried out by several researchers, doctors, scientists for the classification of coronavirus in order to develop suitable vaccines in order to survival rate of human society. So as a solution, we can consider that we can use machine learning or deep learning based technique for this classification purpose. So here I have focused on machine learning technique. So I want to describe the basics of machine learning. All of us know regarding the importance of machine learning nowadays. So machine learning plays an important role in the today's scenario for the researchers, doctors, scientists to carry out the research work. So it is one of the most important application of artificial intelligence, and by the help of machine learning, the system can be learned and improved from the past experience and act accordingly. Okay, and it will apply the classification mechanism. Okay, so what is the main focus of ML? That means it is used to develop computer program that can access data as well as use it for learning purpose. So that is the basics of machine learning. Diagrammatically, I have explained that. Ordinary system is there. When you are applying machine learning or AI, that becomes the intelligent system. Then the intelligent system, all of us know regarding that issues or that scenario. Intelligent, after getting the intelligent system, then it is able to learn, it is able to analyze, it is able to predict, and due to a lot of learning of data, it can improve the result scenario. Okay. Now, this is the working of machine learning, how data should be inputted. Then after inputting data, then we have to analyze the data, find the patterns from the data. Then we have to prediction. If the prediction is as per the result, then we have to provide some feedback. So that is the basics of how machine learning works. Now, these are the machine learning technique. That is the overview of machine learning technique. So machine learning technique can be classified into 4 categories, that is supervised learning, unsupervised learning, semi-supervised, reinforcement learning. Now under supervised learning, regression, classification, deep learning, a lot of things are there. Similarly, for unsupervised, clustering, DR is there, anomaly detection. In semi-supervised also, you are dealing with self-training, low density, separation modes, and in enforcement learning, you also dynamic programming, Montague methods. These are some classification techniques. Okay, now come to the machine learning, that means supervised learning. In brief, I would like to explain it. In supervised learning, what will happen? All the data, all the training data should be labeled. Okay, so all of us know regarding that scenario. That means how the data is labeled in supervised learning. So that is the basics. So if in this given example, if I am providing the grapes, So we have to label it. That means we have to train the model that these are the grapes. Okay. So when we have to input the grapes, then the model can able to recognize it and it predict that it is the grape. That means some labeling mechanism is going on in supervised learning. But in case of unsupervised learning, there is no particular labeling of data is going on. Okay, that means the model can able to segregate or able to cluster them by taking the similar features or similar properties. Suppose in this case we are providing some fruit like avocados, like apple, orange. Now the model is able to segregate these three fruits because their properties are similar. So that is the basics of your unsupervised learning. Now come to the semi-supervised learning. Semi-supervised learning is nothing but it is the mixing of both supervised and unsupervised. That means it is belong to the that means it is focusing on both labeled data as well as unlabeled data. So in this example, face and not face, that is the labeled data category is given. In unlabeled data, some other pictures are there. Now what will happen? Semi-supervised learning algorithm, what will happen? It will categorize them into two groups. One is for labeled data, one is for unlabeled data. Okay, so here blue color represents the labeled data and red color represents the unlabeled data. Now come to the next one, that is the reinforcement learning. So here some agent, environment, observation, reward, action, these terms are should be focused in reinforcement learning. Here one gal is there and here dog is there. Now the gal wants to provide some that means some commands to the dog, then the dog observes it. Now accordingly the dog will act. If the action is as per the requirement of the gal, then the gal will reward the dog in terms of providing food like that. Otherwise, if the action of the dog is not as per the requirement of the gal, then the dog should be punished. So it is a hit and trial method. A lot of times the dog should be trained. So finally the dog is able to train fully. Okay, so that is the basics of your reinforcement learning. Okay. Now, all of us can know these are some applications of the different categories of machine learning. We can carry out a research work on this application area. That means some fraud detection that belongs to classification, email spam detection, diagnostic, email classification is there. Okay, similarly, risk assessment, score prediction that can be done in regression analysis, text mining, face recognition, big data visualization, image recognition. DR is responsible for it. Biology. Or you can take the hybridized model by analyzing the different existing work. Okay, similarly, reinforcement learning is there, which is responsible for gaming. That means it can be used in gaming, finance sector, manufacturing, inventory. So a lot of applications of machine learning techniques are there. Okay. Now, the machine learning techniques can be implemented by using machine learning tools. Okay, so in market, different open source tools are available like Orange, RapidMiner, Naim, Weka, Spark, Teapot, Firoj, TensorFlow. So different tools are available. We can carry out that means we can implement the machine learning techniques by using any of the tools. Okay, we can simply download it from their website and we can carry out the work. Okay, now here how the coronavirus image will be segregated with other images. Here I am using the help of Orange tool. So at the end, after end of presentation, I will demonstrate how to use the Orange tool for the segregation of these viruses. Okay. Now, come to the Orange tool. It is a open source ML tool. It supports image analytics and data analytics. Here I am focusing the image processing. That means image analytics is focused. Image visualization is there. Data visualization is there. Add-on extend functionality. That means according to the requirement, we can add some functionality. So these are some features of your Orange ML tool. Okay, so now come to the small implementation part. Here I have taken 20 transmission electron microscopy virus images, which are taken from different sources. And out of 30 images, I have taken 5 coronavirus images. Okay, and that coronavirus belong to the SARS-CoV-2 category. And rest 20 images belong to your Ebola virus, enterovirus, Lassa virus, and Zika virus. And I have taken 5 images of each category. So total, I have taken 25 images. And out of 25, 5 images for coronavirus and 20 images for other viruses like Ebola, Entero, Lassa, and Zika. Now, using Orange tool, I will show how to classify using Orange tool. That means the coronavirus, the SARS-CoV-2 category into one group and other virus into another group. So that is the objective. And here I want to apply the machine learning techniques like random forest, ADA-based, logistic regression, neural network, stochastic gradient descent. These are some standard machine learning existing techniques. You can also use many other techniques. Okay. Now here I have taken this 25 images. So first 5 images for Ebola viruses, the next 5 for Entero, next are for Lassa, then Zika, and the last 5 belong to the your SARS-CoV-2 category. Okay, so these 25 images I have taken, and this is the orange framework, how the total thing classification mechanism will going on. So first of all, what you have to do, by the help of import image, one option is there, import image. So you have to click it and you have to import all the images. That means in this case, I have to import this 25 images. Now, whether the images are imported correctly or not, in order to in order to show it, we have to click on image viewer. One option is the image viewer. After clicking it, it will show all the images. Okay, I will show you. I will show at the end. Then from input images, one image embedding mechanism will be going on. Now, what is the use of image embedding here? It will extract some essential features from the images like height, width, okay, and some attribute values from 0 to 1000 attribute values can be carried. It can be extracted by using the orange tool. So and it can be shown using the data table. When you are clicking the data table from image embedding option, now we will show the whole scenario. Okay, now from image embedding, now in order to perform the classification of this grouping, that means coronavirus and other viruses, here I have already taken 5 ML existing techniques like logistic regression, neural network, SGT, random forest, ADA-based. So all will be connected to test and score mechanism. Now, why test and score is used here? Test and score is used to manipulate or used to evaluate the performance of different techniques. Okay, so it is used to evaluate. It is used to provide the evaluation result. Like normally in orange tool, it provides 5 different performance matrices like classification accuracy, F1 measure, then AUC, that means area under the ROC curve, recall. Okay, so these are the some precision is also there. These are some performance matrices, but or for classification of images, so the most preferable that means performance matrix classification accuracy. Okay, so we'll show how the result will be displayed. I will show it. So the classification accuracy is nothing but it is the rate of correct classification. It is the ratio of number of accurate predictions to the total number of input samples. So how many input data or images are provided and how many accurate classifications are, that ratio is shows. That is the classification accuracy. So this particular parameter is better for the classification. That is the classification accuracy. Now from test and score, what you have to do now for representation purpose, you can use confusion matrix, leap curve analysis is there, ROC analysis is there, and calibration plot is there. Here I am focusing on the confusion matrix. So confusion matrix is nothing but here it is just like a matrix where each of the each row of the confusion matrix represent the instances in an actual class. Okay, that means the actual class instances can be shown using the each row of the matrix, and each column of the confusion matrix represent the instances in the predicted class, because it can represent the actual and predicted. Okay, so if row represent actual, then column represent predicted, and vice versa also will be going on here. Okay, so come to the result part here. That means that is the using test and score calculation. So by using orange tool, what is the result status by using these 5 techniques. So here I am focusing on the classification accuracy. So here classification accuracy can be scaled down to 0 to 1. So here the random forest is able to provide the better classification result in terms of 0.880. If you want to measure it in percentage, so it will show as 88%. Then similarly, ADA-based technique is there, which is able to show 0.76 in the 0-1 scale. Logistic regression also 0.76. Neural network is able to 0.76, and SGT that is the lowest performer in the scenario, that is the 0.680. Now come to the classification result for random forest technique using confusion matrix. So here the confusion matrix represent, I have already discussed regarding it. The left side shows the actual and the column side shows the predicted one. So the random forest, out of as I have taken 25 images, out of 25, 5 images are SARS-CoV-2 images and 20 images are other types of images. So this technique is able to detect accurately the other batch, 20 out of 20. So I've taken 20 images, but it is able to classify that these are the other images, 20 categories. But out of 5 images, 3 images are accurately detected by this random forest technique. 2 are not detected. If you want to see which 2 images are not detected properly, we can also see it. So at the up to 2 to 3 slides, I will show it which 2 images are not detected. Similarly, in percentage also you can calculate it. So out of 20, if you are accurately 20 images are detected, so it is 100% for other categories. Now here out of 5, 3 images are detected, so that is 60%. Okay. Similarly, that is the for logistic regression, out of 20, it is able to detect accurately 17 images for other categories, and for SARS-CoV-2 category, out of 5, it is able to detect 3 images. Okay, and it is also percentage format is the proportion of actual. Now, come to the classification result for using neural network technique. Here also out of 20, it is able to detect 17 images. That means accurately, and out of 5, it is also able to detect 3 images for SARS-CoV-2 type images. Similarly, for so AdaBoost technique, we have 20 out of 20, it is able to detect 16 images, and 4 are not detected accurately for other categories. And for SARS-CoV-2 categories, out of 5 images, it is able to detect 2 images accurately. So this is the scenario of implementing the machine learning, these 5 existing machine learning techniques using Orange tool. So this is the classification result. Similarly, for SGD, out of 20, it is able to detect 14 images separately for other virus categories, and out of 5, it is able to detect only 2 images for SARS-CoV-2 categories. Okay. Now, as the random forest is able to provide the better result in the current scenario, that means I have taken this 5 techniques and this 25 images. For particular this scenario, what is happening? That means random forest is able to provide the better result. Okay, that means in the accuracy of classification accuracy of 88%. So here, out of 20 of other categories of various images, 20 images are accurately detected, but out of 5 images, 3 images are accurately detected for SARS-CoV-2 and 2 are not accurately detected. So, and these 2 images we can use Orange tool, we can display. That means here SARS-CoV-2 number 2 and 4, these 2 are not accurately detected. Okay, so what is the result analysis? From the analysis of this result, it is observed that random forest technique show the better classification accuracy as compared to the other technique. So as I have discussed that in my framework, so in cloud server, I have taken Orange and machine learning technique is there. Suppose if I am implementing this scenario, so for this particular 25 images, random forest is working best. So we can use the random forest technique, because I have already discussed that in the trend model. You can use the random forest technique for carrying out the classification mechanism, so that we are getting the coronavirus image in one group and other images to other group. So the random forest technique will be automatically implemented to carry out the various classification in this scenario for further processing of coronavirus image in the IoMT environment. Because after getting from a large amount of data, after getting the coronavirus images, so that the doctor, scientist, okay, so as per requirement, they can carry out the work. That is the whole process of my framework. Okay, now come to the research scope. Now it is very important for all of us. Now till date, whatever the techniques are there, all are not fully efficient to carry out the image classification under all situations, because in this given situation, the random forest technique also provides better result, but it is not fully efficient because it is not able to provide the 100% accuracy. So due to which there is a need for the development of improved technique to get better classification result as compared to the existing technique. So a lot of existing techniques are there. So the research work must be carried out to develop the improved technique for the better in order to get the better classification result. Okay. Now other scopes like we can compare these result of these classification techniques with other techniques. That is also another scope. That means I have taken 5 techniques. We can also take many other techniques and we can compare the results. Okay, and we can compare the classification result using different ML tools. Here I am using Orange. Now, if you are using another machine learning tool like Nine or Rapid Manner, whatever it may be, we can also compare their result status. Okay, so these research should be carried out. Okay, then carry out the classification result without using ML tools and compare the result with the result of using ML tool. Suppose here I'm using the ML tool for carrying out the classification. Now, except ML tool, we can also carry out a research work. Okay, we can carry out a research work, and we can compare what is the status using that means what is the result status using ML tool. That is also another scope. Okay, now another very important that means point is that we have to take initiative by focusing on several existing works related to classification and other perspectives. Okay, again we have to study the background. That means we have to focus on the literature survey. Accordingly, we have to initiate our what to do. That means what is the next work we should do. That is very important for us. Okay, now come to the conclusion part. All of us know the importance of IoMT in the today's scenario. It has several issues and challenges. Different approaches have been introduced by several researchers, doctors, and scientists to overcome the issues and challenges. Here I have focused one IoMT based framework, which is a trend model to describe how to analyze the different coronavirus images after classification. Okay, for further analysis, and we can take the initiative for the development of improved technique for better classification result, which can be helpful for the further analysis of the coronavirus. Now, all of you can focus on these references, recent references, the recent works related to classification as well as COVID-19, which will provide a lot of knowledge to accelerate your research work. Now, I would like to show one demo how the orange tool will work. So,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
okay, sir.
Please go.
Okay, so after clicking the orange tool icon, that is the that screen will be displayed. So here, import images option is there. So very simple, import images is there. Simply click it. Now we have to load the image where the image is available. You have to load it. Okay, so here I have loaded 25 images. Now. That means I have already discussed that whether all the images are inputted or not. How can you know that? So image viewer is there. Now click on image viewer. Okay. Now all the 25 images are available, and here some options are there. Image file name attribute is there. Okay. So there is image and image name. Okay. Only image is there, and image name is also there. So these are some categories are there. Then title attribute, image name, category, image, size, width, height. So these are some attributes are available. So by clicking on image viewer, so we will get all the inputted images or all the images we have taken. Okay. Now from taking the images, after confirming that all images are loaded to this tool successfully, then we have to apply the image embedding process. Okay, that means how image embedding is going on. So what are the features can be extracted using image embedding. Okay, so that can be done by the orange tool. That is, it can be shown using data table. So click on the data table. So it shows a lot of features like category, image name, size, width, height. Okay, and attribute values like N0 to N999. So these are the some features can be extracted. Okay, so you'll better learn if you go through. That means if you do it actually in your own system, the whole scenario. Then now after getting the features from the all the features of all the input images, what you have to do, then we have to calculate the test, and that means we have to evaluate their performance by using different ML based techniques. Here I have taken logistic regression, neural network, already discussed, like all the techniques what I have taken. So all will be linked to the test and score. Now I simply have to click the test and score option. Now it is show the result. That is the classification accuracy. Okay, now I have already told that random forest is able to provide the classification accuracy of 0.880. So that is the result status here. Neural network is able to show the result as 0.760. Logistic regression also 0.760. AdaBoost also 0.760. SGD is 0.680. Okay, now a number of options are also there. cross validation mechanism. That means we can apply the classification in cross validation by changing the number of folds. All of us, some of us know regarding the number of fold in ML technique. We can take the number of fold. Normally it is taking as 5 or 10, or we can take it as 2, 3, 20. So here in Orange tool, 5 options are there. We can consider the number of fold as 2, or you can consider the number of fold as 3, or you can consider the number of fold as 5, or you can consider the number of fold as 10 or 20. That means some training and testing purpose is going on. So if you consider the number of fold as 5, now what is the ratio of training and testing? Now here 80% of data is belong to for training purpose, and 20% data is belong to testing purpose. Okay. Similarly, if you are considering number of fold is 10, at that 90% is for training purpose and 10% is for testing purpose. If you are considering number of fold is 20, so at that case what will happen? So 95% cases will be for training and 5% is for testing purpose. If you are considering the number of fold as 2, that means 50-50. So these are some scenarios which can be analyzed using this Orange tool. Okay, so that is the cross validation mechanism. Apart from that, we can also manually training the set size using the random sampling mechanism. So here you can take the test size at 95% or 33% or 40%, 50%, 60%, 66%, 70%, 75%, 80%, 90%, 90%. So these are the different options are provided by this tool. Okay, and you can also change the target class. So this is the average of, because I have taken 2 classes, we are focusing on 2 classes, 2 categories. One is for other viruses and another for SARS-CoV-2 viruses, that means the corona viruses. So we can also change the target class. We can also study what is the status of it. Okay, so these are the different options are provided in the test score and test and score category. So from the analysis for image classification, so we can consider other parameters, no doubt, but for image classification, the classification accuracy parameter holds better. Okay, so here from the analysis we can observe that random forest is able to provide the better classification result in the given scenario. Okay, now come to the confusion matrix. So how to get the result of different means classification result by using different methods. So as random forest is able to classify, I have already told that random forest is able to classify 20 of other categories. It can able to classify the 20 accurately, and for coronavirus category, out of 5 images, it is able to separately categorize only 3 images. So if you want to see the status, which images are not accurately categorized, so simply click at 2. Okay, so after clicking on 2, so we can simply go to the image viewer and check the status. So it shows the 2 images which are not accurately detected. Similarly, after clicking on other, that means if you want to see what are the 3 images that are accurately detected, simply click on 3. Okay, now click on image viewer. Now it will show the accurately detected images. These are the 3 images. Okay, similarly, if you want to display the result, now it shows the number of instances. Now I have already shown the percentage. In percentage also I have shown. Now if you want to show the result on the portion of actual, so simply click on portion of actual. So it will show the status, result status in percentage. Okay, in this way also you can carry it with the work. Now similarly, that is for random forest. Now if you want to show the confusion matrix for other techniques, so simply click on the techniques. Also 5 techniques are available here, the 5 models are available here. So simply click on neural network to get the result, and you can change also to number of instances. Okay, now logistic regression is also there. You can click the logistic regression, then you can get the confusion matrix for it. Atta post is also there. Okay, and ST is also there. So for each and every machine learning techniques which I have taken, by clicking on the technique, we can get the corresponding confusion matrix. Okay. Now we can also show the lift curve representation also there. That is another way of representation. Okay. So in this way, we can also analyze the lift curve. So different colors are there for the show the lift curve representation of by using different methods. That is the lift curve representation. Similarly, ROC analysis is also there. Receiver operating characteristics, so that is the that we can also study, and here also some a number of parameters are there. You can change the parameter and you can check the status. What is the what is the evaluation status of the different ML techniques. Okay, so a lot of means parameters are there in the orange tool. We can check it and we can evaluate the result and we can compare and we can take initiative what to do. And this is the calibration plot, is the this is for line plot for both, and here we can take the function as smooth or isotonic, and accordingly we will get the result. Okay, so and all the for different methods it is represented with different colors, and we can also change the target class as either you can take the coronavirus class or you can take the other virus classes. Okay, so in this way we can do a lot of work. So that is the small, that means a small representation in the orange tool, but that is not a small tool that I think, but it can accommodate a lot of work. So a lot of work can be going on using that orange tool. So for taking the CSV file also, some file CSV file import is there. I have taken for that, I have used your image analytics. That's why I have taken the image files. But you can also take the CSV files here. So data is there. Then a lot of options are there for visualizing data. Tree viewer is there. Box plot is there. Scatter plot is there. Line plot. A lot of things are there. Okay, which is displayed on the left side. And some models are there. ADA-post, neural net, these are the classification model. Okay, and you can apply the evaluation that I have discussed, and unsupervised. That means you can also carry out the clustering mechanism. Okay, clustering technique, hierarchical clustering, K-means, DB scan. So these are some techniques are available. Then how to take the image for image analytics. As I have used image analytics, that's why I have installed that add-on from the that means from that website. Image, how to import the image, how to embed the image, how to view the image. We can also explore data analytics and other functionality as per requirement. Okay, so will better known if you go through it in detail. So that is all about the implementation of this orange tool. So thank you. Thank you. Now, thank you all for patiently listening to me.
Yeah, thank you, Kalyan.
Okay.
Kindly stop sharing your presentation so that I will move to Sanjay sir.
Okay.
Panda sir.
Okay,
Over
I request all the participants, if you have any question, please write in the chat box. Some questions are there in the chat box. Kalyan sir, I'm just reading the question. So please try to address these questions.
Yes,
so
yes.
there is a question by Dr. S. Naik. That what
sir,
are the
Sanjay sir.
Yes.
Sanjay sir.
Yes.
Let him give 1 or 2 minutes, please. Let him give 1 or 2 minutes.
Yes,
right now he stop sharing the presentation or other things.
Yes,
yes.
yes.
Meanwhile, please.
It's okay. It's okay.
Thank you, sir. I hope it will be okay. Over to Sanjay sir.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Kalyan sir, there is a question that we are applying machine learning techniques in any problem, right? So why you are not achieving 100% accuracy? Why this problem is still open?
Yes, because till today, whatever the techniques are already implemented. So it is not possible to not possible to consider all the situations. Okay, some problem is there. That means some problem like brightness problem is there, because it is the image processing from the image processing point of view. Some brightness is there. If the brightness changes, the result is also be changed. So a lot of factors are there which is not possible till today. That means the existing techniques are not able to carry out all the types of barriers like that. Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay. The next question is asked by Dr. Bhoi that what are some IoT communication protocols?
Yeah, some IoT protocols I have already discussed at the earlier. That the RFID. Okay, RFID technique is there. NFC technique is also there. Then G-Wave, Zigbee technique is there. Wi-Fi technique is there. Bluetooth protocols are there. So a lot of protocols are integrated in the IoT.
Okay, sir. The next question is there are number of mutation and polymorphism. The data.
Yes.
The data is available in different websites.
Yes,
like you mentioned one website name is NextTrain.
Yes, yes.
Okay. How Orange tool is different than the NextTrain?
No. Actually, different tools are there, and they are focusing on their. That means some rules, some protocols, and all the tools. That means they can vary their result, because when the Orange company is developing that software, it maintains some rules and regulation for the image analytics, and which may not same for other companies. So that is the issue of the company. That is the not issue job with us. Okay, sir.
Different tools are having different complexity
Yes.
and
Different
structure.
complexity. Yes. That is the main issue.
Based upon the target application, you can say that whether Orange is better or Nexttrend is better, right?
Yes. As per the result analysis, we can tell that which one is better. That is the case.
Next question is by Dr. Sudhanshu Patra sir.
Yes,
That
sir.
in medical image processing, especially, there are
Yes.
many high dimensional data are there, right?
Yes.
So, for dimensionality reduction of medical data, which one is better?
For their different techniques are there. Actually, sir, we cannot tell that which one is better. From the image analysis point of view, after analyzing the result, we can only tell that which one is better for the particular scenario. As I have already told that there is no particular technique which will work for all the scenarios. Okay, so as for the trend or which data you are taking, accordingly we can tell that which one is better. Okay.
Maybe sir, principal component analysis will work in this.
Yes. A lot of things are there, but we cannot tell that the same technique will provide better result for all the cases. So that is the problem. I have already discussed regarding that case.
Next question is by Dr. Rasmi Ranjan.
Yes.
Why random forest is giving better result than ADA boost?
No. Because each existing technique have some rules and regulations. Okay, for random forest the classification mechanism is different. For ADA boost the classification is mechanism different. So in my application, what will happen for analyzing the 25 images and by applying the principle of random forest and by applying the principle of ADA boost, so the random forest is able to extract the more that means more features from the images than the ADA boost. So some rules and regulations are there for this random forest and ADA boost. Okay, so accordingly we can get the result.
Next question
so,
is
different,
by... Yes. Please sir, please continue.
Yes, because different techniques are there. Okay, I have only shown the implementation using 5 techniques. So around more than 5 or 6 techniques are there. So that means we can also implement them and we can carry out the result. Okay.
Next question is by Dr. Chintan Bhatt. That
Yes.
Can't SVM can give better accuracy?
No, SBM can provide better accuracy, but for my implementation part, it is not providing better. Okay, so it can provide better result for other some implementation. So SBM also provides some better result. That means we cannot tell that SBM is not providing always the better accuracy. It will also provide some better accuracy. Okay.
Another question by Miss Aradhana, that how can we handle imbalanced data set?
So imbalanced data set, actually what will happen here in my framework, whatever the data set that we have taken, that should be in the proper format. That assumption we have taken. Okay, that should be saved in the proper format. So, and that is how it can be. That means it can be saved in the proper format. Some software is also there. Okay, so that is the internal mechanism. As per the, it depends on the protocols, which protocol are you using. Accordingly, it can be set. Okay, we can also follow different sites and some examples also there. How to data can be converted from imbalance form to balance form. Okay, sir.
Okay. The next one is, can we implement deep learning techniques? Means whether deep learning techniques are there in the Orange tool or not?
No. In Orange tool only we are using machine learning. Okay, for deep learning we can use TensorFlow. It can help the deep learning. Okay, it can in Orange only we are using machine learning. That's it.
Okay. Another question by Deepali.
Yes.
So Deepali, that can you please tell what are the different encryption techniques we can use for data security?
For data security, normally you are using 2 techniques. Okay, for private, that means symmetric and asymmetric techniques are there. Okay, these 2 techniques are using. Okay.
Okay, basically they can use data encryption standard and
Yes. PKI. I have already told that we have to use public infrastructure. That rules we have to follow. Okay.
Yes,
I have
yes.
already discussed in my framework.
The last question is that sir, can we design something like Orange? Yes, you can design,
Yes,
but
yes,
you need a big group to do it.
yes,
Right?
yes, we can design.
It consists of several modules, so you need a team to build a tool like Orange.
Yes, sure.
And the last question, sir, can
Yes.
multi SVM provides a better result than SVM?
Yes. We have to. That means we have to implement it first. We cannot tell it randomly because it will change. That means for different application, the result will. That means result will vary. That's why it depends on the application. So at that case, we can also say that whether a multi SVM may provide better result or SVM. In for carrying out the SVM also, a lot of parameters are there in Orange tool. We can change the parameter. We can also test the result. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
That's all. Okay. Thank you very much, sir, for your informative session.